Hey guys, it's Paul here with my very first movie review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Pixels. I don't think I said review properly just now, but who cares. So last night I went to watch Pixels. Yes, the new Adam Sandler film. Yeah, Adam Sandler, I know. A lot of you are going to be like, why would you go see an Adam Sandler film? He's rubbish, all his films are crap. Yeah, no, not all of his films are crap. At least I don't think all of his films are crap. I actually own one Adam Sandler film, and I'll leave you to guess which one that is. So yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I'll be honest, the only reason I went to see it was because it was about 80s arcade games, pretty much. I saw the trailer, I thought, this looks alright, so I'll go check it out. So I saw it last night, and I was going to do this review as soon as I got home, but I'd gone to see the film straight after a day of working, so by the time I got home I was pretty tired. So I thought I would do it fresh. Plus I look a lot fresher. Believe me, I do. I do have my phone here with me, which I'm going to be looking at a bit because I can't remember the characters' names. So yeah, I'm going to be using that for references. So if you haven't seen the film, then go see it before you watch this, because there's probably going to be spoilers. If you're not going to see the film, that's fine. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. I didn't really want to use that phrase, but I couldn't think of anything else. So yeah, let's just get the story out of the way, and then I'll tell you what I thought about it. So, it starts with a young guy called Brenner, who is played by Adam Sandler, and this is set in like 1985, I think, the beginning of the film, when he's like 10 years old or something, and he and his friend are on this way to this arcade that's just opened up, and they're really, really excited about it, and they're just like, yeah, come on, let's go to this arcade, it's brilliant. They didn't quite say that, but that's pretty much what they were thinking. So they get to the arcade, and they run into this other guy, this other kid, rather, who is like this weird kid, this sort of outcast who no one talks to, and he's got no friends at all. And they decide to become friends with him. It's pretty random. It's literally, hey, you're the weird kid, aren't you? Yeah. Want to be friends? Really? Yeah, sure. Okay, great. That's pretty much that. I think they were just trying to, just like, we need someone else. Let's just introduce this guy really quickly, get it over with. So it turns out Brenda's really, really good at arcade games. And his friend that he went to the arcade with, what's his friend's name? Cooper, played by Kevin James. The weird kid. Who's the weird kid? The weird kid name is Ludlow, played by Josh Gad. I'm probably just going to refer to him as Weird Kid. So there'll be Adam Sandler, his friend, and Weird Kid. It's just going to be so much easier to remember. So yeah, Adam Sandler's really, really good at arcade games, and he enters himself into this arcade game championship, where he gets like the highest scores out of all these different games, and ends up having to compete with one more person to win the arcade game championship, and that person is a guy called Eddie, kid called Eddie, played by Peter Dinklage. I don't know if the young Eddie's played by Peter Dinklage or what, but who cares. And of course Adam Sandler loses and Dinklage wins. Just to let you know, the final game that they had to compete in was Donkey Kong. You'll find out why that's important later. You can probably guess. So yeah, Adam Sandler loses to him, and he's really, really distraught about it. And to be honest, I'm thinking, out of all these kids that were competing, you came second. You should be really proud of that. You're like this 10-year-old who's amazing at this arcade games, which is like a big thing in the 80s, and you came second. Just like, yes. But I suppose, he's a kid. He's gonna be upset about it. So we skip on to like 20 years later, where it's present day, and you see that Adam Sandler is now working for a company called Nerd. It's, yeah, Nerd. It's not subtle at all. It's literally written on his t-shirt as well. His work t-shirt, Nerd. I'm just wondering if I want a t-shirt like that actually. No. Anyway, so yeah, he's working for that company, and his job is basically going around installing computer consoles, widescreen TVs, hi-fi systems, all the good stuff. And his friend Cooper, is it Cooper? His friend that he went to the arcade with. Yeah, Cooper. Good memory. His friend Cooper is now President of the United States. I don't know how that happened, and I'm not even going to bother trying to find logic. I don't know how the American presidency system works, but yeah, his friend's president now, like that. So Adam Sandler's on his way to install some gadgets stuff at this kid's house, and he starts talking to the kid, and the kid tells him that his parents are like gotten divorced, and that's why this kid has all this TVs, surround sound systems, and all that stuff that Adam Sandler was setting up. Excuse me. And then the kid's mum comes in to the room, and Adam Sandler is like, oh, wow. He actually says that. He says, wow. It's just like, what do you mean wow? And all this, like, taken it the wrong way. That's not very important to the story, to be honest. Well, it is, but I'm not going to go into detail about it. So then, after he's finished installing all the stuff, he goes to find the mum to get the paperwork signed, and sees that hears that the mum is hiding in a closet, like drinking and crying, just upset over her divorce. So Adam Sandler goes in and joins her, and they start chatting, and he mistakenly thinks that they're having a moment, and he goes in to kiss her, and she's like, whoa, 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 no, that's not what's happening here. So yeah, there's the romantic interest, which I just thought wasn't really necessary for the film. People aren't going to go see this film for any romantic interest whatsoever. They're going to go see it because they want to see arcade characters coming in and invading the Earth, and Adam Sandler and whoever else fighting them off. That's going to be the reason people are going to go see it. Then, it's just so unnecessary. This whole romantic little subplot going on. But anyway, he goes to leave, and he's on his way to see his friend, his present friend. And on the road, he sees that the woman that he was just talking to, the mother, is actually right behind, next to him on the road, and going in the same direction he is. And he's thinking, you know what, you had your chance, why are you following me? And it turns out that she works for the president. You can kind of tell that. But he just assumes that she's stalking him. So they both get to the president's place. She sees that he's friends with the president because he gets called into the president's office. She goes off and does her thing while he goes in and talks to his friend. And his friend's being given this video footage of these like pixel square things coming down from space, and it's had a whole um, I don't know what you call the presidency's team. Whatever. Let's just say the president's team had the president's team worried about alien invasion. So Adam Sandler is like, you know what, this is like the games that we played. They're coming down, and it's like that's what's happening. And by this point, the aliens have like come down twice and started having a war here and there, and each time they've come down they've taken a person from where they've attacked, and you find out that they have this 3 life rule where if they come down 3 times and take 3 people as their trophies, then they've won and they get to invade Earth. And they've really come down and taken 2 people, so they have one chance to stop them. I actually missed out a bit. It's quite an important bit actually. The reason that these aliens are coming down and attacking Earth is because when at the beginning of the film, when they were kids, when Adam Sandler and his friends were kids, the arcade competition that they were at was being recorded, and the recording was sent up to space. I don't know if they explain why they sent a recording of kids playing arcade games up to space. It was probably mentioned, but I can't remember why, and I can't think of any logical reason why it was done anyway. But that's how the aliens found this video footage and saw like all the arcade game characters, and that's why the aliens have come down as these arcade characters, because they've mistaken this video footage as a declaration of war. Again, I wouldn't bother trying to find any logic to these things happening in this film, because there isn't much logic, and it's just going to hurt your head if you try and think of any logic, any rhyme or reason to it. So anyway, that's why these aliens are attacking. So they get ready for this next invasion, which is, they find out it's going to happen in London, in Hyde Park, London. And when these aliens come down, they find out that they come down like these caterpillars. I don't know what game it's referring to. I didn't recognise it. It was these caterpillars going through like these mushrooms, and Adam Sandler is trained and his friends trained the army to be really good at computer games, but the army's like there with their like laser guns, energy laser guns, and they're not hitting the caterpillars correctly. They're hitting them in the middle when they're being told to hit them on the head, and every time they hit them in the middle, the caterpillars split into 2, and it keeps happening. And Adam Sandler and his friends like, you know what, you're no good. Just give us those laser guns and let's take care of this. So Adam Sandler and his friends are like going, just like destroying these caterpillars like left, right, and centre. Really, really good at it. Adam Sandler's actually the one who's doing the best, because he's the one who's really good at these arcade games, and he actually explains that the reason he's really good at them is because he sees patterns in the games, and he memorises patterns, so he knows where they're going to move and where to aim and everything. So yeah, they defeat the caterpillars, and like they get a trophy of an arcade character. I think the first trophy they got was like, I don't know what game it's from, but it looked familiar. It's this dog holding a duck. I haven't played a lot of the old arcade games. I've only played some. So, I mean, I was born like mid-80s, so it's like 1 to 4 during the 80s, so I wouldn't have really played any. But anyway, yeah, they defeat the caterpillars, and they get ready for the next invasion, which is set in New York. Is it New York. And the next invasion is, of course, the one that probably most people want to see after they saw the trailer, is Pac-Man. So like, right, we've got to defeat Pac-Man now. And it turns out that the base where the Princey weaponry base has like these 4 cars. And you can see where this is going. Each car is representing like the ghosts from Pac-Man, and the cars have the laser beam things attached to the top of them. So Adam Sandler and his friend and the awkward kid, he's here as well, are in the cars, in 3 of the cars, and Peter Dinklage is back because they're like, he's really good at arcade games. We need to get him in and helps out, so he comes along, helps out, and yeah. Of course, each of the cars is named after the ghost as well. I can't remember the name of the ghost, so I'm not even going to bother attempting. I think one of them's called Blinky, but I can't remember the others. So yeah, the 4 of them. Oh, also, the creator of Pac-Man, he's the 4th one in the car. He's there randomly, but he doesn't last long in the chase against Pac-Man. He sort of like goes off because he tries to reason with Pac-Man, and Pac-Man just like takes a bite out of him. So it's like, no, and runs off. So it's down to Adam Sandler's friend and Peter Dinklage to. Oh, sorry, not his friend. The weird kid, Adam Sandler, the weird kid, and Peter Dinklage in 3 of the cars to attack Pac-Man. And of course they do the whole, if Pac-Man gets a power bar, the car turns blue and Pac-Man can eat the car, or, if they manage to hit him 3 times, they defeat him, and they have to do it like twice. And, they do it. But during the chase, you see that Peter Dinklage's car is speeding a lot quicker than the other cars. And, the military base is like watching it on like an arcade screen, and they notice that his car's going quicker, and I think they just assume like it's a glitch or something. The woman, the kid's mum, who works for them, is the one that notices, like, what's that? Why is his car moving quicker? But they don't really ask him about it or anything. They're just like, Pac-Man's defeated eventually by Adam Sandler again. He's defeated the caterpillars, he's defeated Pac-Man, and then so they throw this big swaway. What's a swaway? This big. Oh my god, I was attempt to say it again. This big party for them all, and doing a lot of hand gestures. They throw this big party for Adam Sandler, the weird kid, Peter Dinklage. It's like, yeah, we've defeated them. Yeah, they've received another trophy. This little orange guy with a big sort of trumpet nose. I don't know who he is really as well, to be honest. But he's actually quite cute. He talks as well for some reason. But then the aliens contact them during this party, and they're like, you cheated, you didn't play by the rules, so now we're just going to come and invade Earth and throw everything we've got at you. And they're like, what? We didn't cheat, what happened? And you see Pete Dinklage like run out, and you find out that he's the one that had cheated, and the reason that his car had been speeding fast, and the reason that he had defeated Adam Sandler when he was a kid, was because in the sunglasses he was wearing, he had these cheat codes encrypted on his glasses. Again, I'm not going to ask how that works in a real life car, how you can use cheat codes in a real life car. Logic, again, just out the window. But it's not a big issue, really. I didn't go to watch that film for logic. I went to watch it for purely entertainment. Um, so yeah, he goes off, and Adam Sandler, his present friend, the mother, and the weird kid are like, right, that's it. We need to stop this once and for all. And he needs to let them know, like, you know what? If you come up and meet our boss, our leader, and defeat him, then we will stop invading Earth. So by this point, all these different arcade characters are on Earth and wrecking havoc left, right, and centre. And the kid's mum, the mum's kid had been beamed up as well as their prize for, or as a compensation for winning the last battle that they had, because they cheated. So the aliens get to take their third trophy, which means, you know, they've started invading Earth because they had the 3 life rule. So Adam Sandler, the weird kid, present friend, and the mum get ready to like go up to the spaceship and defeat the leader. And Adam Sandler's like, right, weird kid, you stayed out here and help defeat the place, help defeat Earth against all these arcade characters. Goodness knows what's happening in other parts of the world. I think they've only invaded this town at the moment because that's where the spaceship is. So the arcade characters are only attacking this one city at the moment. So yeah, he goes off and starts fighting off all these characters while Adam Sandler, his present friend, and the mum go up to the spaceship. Peter Dinklage eventually comes back. It's like, you know, I've got to prove myself. I did cheat. I'm sorry. I've got to prove that I'm worth something. I don't know what he's proven. I think he's just proven that he can do this without cheating. So he starts helping the weird kid defeat all the arcade characters. So while that's going on, Adam Sandler, the person, and the mum are up in the spaceship, and they get ready to take on the big boss. And, you know, big surprise, the boss is Donkey Kong, the one game that Adam Sandler thought he was crap at because he lost to Peter Dinklage at the beginning of the film when they were kids. You can kind of see that coming anyway. You can tell that this big boss is going to be Donkey Kong because you've seen Pac-Man and you've seen the other characters, and you know, in the trailer you know pretty much who you're going to see anyway. So it's like, okay, crap, I've got to defeat Donkey Kong, the one game that I was really bad at. But he learns that when he was a kid that Peter Dinklage had cheated, and that he actually was the ultimate. Adam Sandler realizes that he actually was the ultimate Donkey Kong champion. So that gives him like this boost of energy, this boost of confidence. It's like, okay, I can do this, and he defeats Donkey Kong and he saves the 3 prisoners that they'd taken up. They go back down to Earth, and Peter Dinklage apologizes for cheating, and happily ever after, really. You know, that's basically it. There is, you know, a bit more to it, but you know, I wasn't gonna go through every single detail. I just want to give you the gist of the film, and I think I gave you more than the gist. Actually, I gave you the whole plot. That's essentially the plot, the whole storyline. As I said, I liked it. I thought it was a good film. Adam Sandler wasn't bad. He wasn't his usual. I mean, there were times when he was his silly self, goofing off and just being Adam Sandler, basically. but he didn't do it too much, which was good. The other cast were good. See if I can remember. I can't open my phone. So yeah. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Kevin James was good as his friend and president. Michelle Monaghan was the kid's mother. I haven't heard of her, so I can't really say much about her, but she was alright. Peter Dinklage was good. Josh Gad, who was the weird guy, he was good. You know, the kid, and they were all fine in their roles. I had no problem with any of them. As I said, I don't think the romantic subplot was necessary, and I think they only threw that in there as a way of having this sort of semi-hostile feud between him and her at the beginning, after the closet scene, and then having to work together to defeat these aliens. But that doesn't last long, because like halfway through, it's like asks him, Amazon asks her to the party that's been thrown for them, and she's like, yeah, and then they get close and they kiss and stuff. It's like, oh, okay, that was quick. You know, there's not really any development there, but I don't care. I didn't care about any romantic subplot anyway, so I don't care that there was no development with that. Did want to mention that I saw it in 3D. Not intentionally, it's just like that's the only showing I could see. And I can kind of see why they did it in 3D. I mean, it wasn't absolutely necessary, and it would have been perfectly fine in 2D as well, but 3D was okay. Doesn't have to be in 3D though. Special effects with the computer characters were fine. I had no problems with that. They looked like the arcade characters. What else? It was a decent story. You see at the beginning in the credits that it's based on a short story, which I've never heard of, but yeah, it's not Hollywood or anything, any sort of brand new idea. It's based on a short story. Yeah, so actors were fine. Adam Sandler was fine. If you're worried about seeing it because of him, don't, because he was absolutely fine in it. He's not as bad as he can be. This is probably like one of his, if you make a list of all his films, this would probably be in his top 10 films anyway. It was, comedy wise, it was pretty funny. I did laugh quite a few times during the film. Nothing that made me laugh like really loud, but you know, when you sort of like laugh to yourself, like that was funny. Quite a few bits like that, and yeah, I think that's it. So, you know, it was different. It was. I mean, if you're worried that it's going to be anything like that's like ripping off Wreck-It Ralph or anything, then don't, because this is like something completely different. Yeah, it's referencing arcade games and characters, but you know, it's still its own thing. So the actors were good. The film was in itself was good. The CGI was good. You know, you could actually feel like the arcade characters were there. It felt like the actors were like actually seeing them and talking to them or attacking them or whatever. Yeah, that's it, I think. So if you're interested, if it piqued your interest in seeing it, definitely go check it out. And hopefully, if this review does well, I will do another one. So until then, take care and see you next time. Bye.